All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. I went for a walk on a summer day. I feel safe and warm. Well, I used to when I'm in LA. California dreaming on a winter day. Ooh. Rest in peace, Bobby Womack. Yeah, I know the Mamas and the Papas sang it first, but Bobby Womack brought some soul to that song. Who'd have thought that Bobby Womack, one of the soul icons, could put soul in such a pop song? Y'all want to hear that version? All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray, Went for a walk on a winter's day. Went to a church, I got lost along the way. California dreaming on such a winter's day. They were jamming too. Don't hate on the Mamas and the Papas. Shout out to the legendary Mamas and the Papas. Y'all know your boy with that musically diverse, didn't you? Y'all keep on listening. Keep on watching me. Y'all gonna know I'm diverse in more ways than you think. I'm just not down with the foolishness. And so I'm about to talk about some foolishness right now. Shout out to all the folks who are subscribing to my YouTube channel. Rico the Opinionist, I need you to continue to like, share, and subscribe, and share this YouTube video. Don't y'all need, but let me tell y'all something. On my Facebook page, keep sharing this Facebook page as well. I need about 300 more followers. When I get 300 more followers, I have, how many do I have now? Like 380. I need 300 more. Yeah, 300 followers. So y'all follow this page. Y'all know some folks say, hey, you want to follow a guy who has some opinions that you can either like or not like, or you just find very interesting? Y'all get at my man. And I know, because I have the older crowd on Facebook. I don't have a lot of youngsters. So I like to think that I'm talking to a bunch of grown folks, which is pretty cool, because hell, I'm way grown too. But look, I'm not going to make this a long video, but I had to give my thoughts on this nonsense. Hey, Marquette, how are you? Robbie Woods, what's good? Y'all let people know, hey, Rico's he's been talking about the NAACP and Trump at the same time. So let me tell y'all something. And for those of you who have not purchased my short story, when I met my dad for the first time in 2008, I was 39 years old. Yeah. And I went and knocked on his door. And he came out. I was with my brother. Shout out to my brother here. And he said, hey, man, how'd you find me? He said, hey, how you find me? I said, Google MapQuest. And they looked me in my face and he told me, hey, I have to give you an A for effort because I've worked aggressively to prevent you from ever finding me. And my brother's like, what the fuck, Rico, let's go. I'm like, no, man, I got to hear this. So if y'all want to hear, if you want to read about that 2-hour conversation that took place on his porch, he didn't invite me in. I stepped up on the porch for, I think, one time when he brought my half brother out that he didn't want me to meet. So it's all in the book. In the short story. Hey, look, it's the Cash App that's on here. I'll put it on here. It's $ Rico Rivers MSW. $ Rico RICO Rivers MSW. It's only $10. Cash App me that, and please include an email address because I can share it to you. Do I have it in yeah, it's regular. I can just share it to you. So yeah, if you have it, check it out. And then should you decide to get it, please let me know what you think about it after you've read it. I'd really appreciate it. Because I always like feedback, good, bad, ugly, indifference, and also some advice. I like sharing stories like that. I have other stories that I can share with y'all as well if y'all are interested in checking those stories out. But anyway, look, y'all, it's been all over the news. So I know y'all know that the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, they're holding their 116th national convention this summer. Or is it in the fall? Whenever it's happening. Well, they decided, and it's historic, they decided to not invite the current president, President Donald Trump, to the convention, I guess, as a speaker and all that. And they wanted, and of course, you ask them the reason why. We want to talk about civil rights. We want to talk about democracy. We want to talk about, all the left talking points. For me, it's like, so what? Who cares? It's the NAACP. When have they been relevant in black people's lives in the last 30, 40 years? And also, can I share y'all a story real quick? Why I was a member of the NAACP when I was at my beloved Grambling State University. And it was only for maybe a month. Yeah, I said, I became a member because I thought it was pretty cool on campus. They have a lot of campus, it's on a lot of campuses, particularly HBCUs, NAACP chapters, right? And so I decided to join. And because there was a sister who was really powerful at that time. Her name was Tammy Bowers. Hey, Tammy, sweetheart, wherever you are. Tammy Bowers. I look at her as an Ida B. Wells at that time. Y'all read the story of Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells, she's one of those sisters that she loved black men and she loved the black family. She fought up and she really risked her life speaking up for black men way back in those days. I guess in the 40s and 50s, 30s, 40s and 50s, something like that. And so, Tammy Bowers, she had a large voice and she minded speaking up. And I admired her as a fellow student. And she was up. They were having their little campus elections. NAACP, their campus chapter, was having an election. And Tammy decided to run for president. And also, she was labeled, she was one of those conscious students who was also labeled militant. But she knew what she was talking about. She's a fighter. And at that time, Tammy was also married. Isn't that something? Yeah. I think she had a little child then and everything. But she, they tried to act like they were so black and so for black people. And Tammy was running against, how they have these tight suit wearing, well coiffed, yes, I'd like to be the president because we want to make sure we keep our civil rights and as black people, there's no one of those types. Tammy was like, look, we're going to fight this racism, white supremacy out here. We're going to make sure we attack issues that's going on with us on this campus. We're going to hold the administration accountable for the things that they're doing. She talked like that. She's really going to be for the people as she ran. But isn't it interesting? And even today, I said that lady should have won, but you know what? I guess she sounded too tough. She sounded too much like Ida B. Wells because the students didn't vote for her. Someone who was really pro-students and really like that, and they didn't vote for her. I knew that. I said, wait a minute now. Tammy was clearly the better candidate to be the president of the NAACP. When they was supposed to be, when they presented themselves as really be pro-students and pro-black folks. But I knew her. She was pro-students and very pro-black folks. And I think that was her. That is what caused her to lose votes because she was pro-black and pro-students. Because the NAACP has always been on the puppet strings or whatever the power structure is. And on that campus, that other person won. I don't even remember who it was. But shout out to them. And when they didn't vote Tammy in, I ripped up my membership card and I never looked back. Because I knew then, I said, they ain't serious. They're not serious about leadership on this campus and this organization. They're not serious. And I learned then, you always tell people like women like Tammy and black men like me, you ought to get involved in the system to change it. They don't want us in that system. because we'll get in there and see some mess that they doing, and we'll call them out on the BS that they're doing. And so, no, we can't have one of them on the inside with us. We'll have one we can have a conversation with. Everybody feels good about the conversation. Then we move on, going back to business as usual. And they go on and say, yeah, I had a conversation with the administration. It was some good talks, and nothing changes. So I went there to let y'all know that that's what I think about the NAACP. Now, I'm going to be fair. Back in the day, in the 20s and 30s, and maybe up into the early 1960s, you know, before integration, before all this other stuff, social integration, all that, they were worth the damn. But when they started getting those checks, more of those checks from corporate dollars, And it's interesting that this organization, NAACP, that was founded by at least 3 Jews and a half and a biracial, three Jews, white Jews, who came up with the money, and a biracial mulatto by the name of W.E.B. Du Bois that people just love so much. He was a kind of uppity little biracial who talked shit to and about Marcus Garvey. But Marcus Garvey was like, hey, we don't have to be here in this racism. We can go. And this is in the 1920s. We can go and form our own land. We can form our own society in Liberia over on the continent. He referred to him as he talked about his skin tone being dark. He referred to him as a gorilla. Oh, he was very mulatto and very biracial and very elitist. Boule, who was a member of the Boule. And he was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Oh, yeah. And so here we are today. And it's interesting when he got even though he was a mulatto, he tried to do something black in the NAACP. He wrote an article that criticized the United States government in the then Crisis magazine about lynching and how the government in the 1920s and 30s really played in black people's faces. And he wrote about it. And that article got him kicked off of the board of the Crisis magazine. That was the magazine of the NAACP at that time. And it got him kicked out of the NAACP, one that he founded with those white Jews. Isn't that something? And so, and guess in his later years, as he was distraught and that nigga wake up call just rang in his ear. Now, again, y'all heard what I said? He said, no, we don't need to go to Africa. We's good peoples here. We's good niggers, law-abiding niggers. That's the kind of stuff he said against Marcus Garvey. And the rumor and opinion has it that he participated in the infiltration of the Garvey movement and in the sabotage of those ships that Marcus Garvey had that was ready to take those black folks, black citizens at that time, who were ready to go. And so you know, I don't have a high regard or high respect for no W.E.B. Du Bois. I appreciate his Souls on Ice, his book. I have that. Souls of Black Folks. I'm sorry. Souls on Ice is Eldridge Cleave, I think, for the Black Panthers. Soul on Ice. But he wrote Souls of Black Folks. That is the Bible of a lot of the Black Boule and members of Black Greek letter fraternity. If they don't know nothing else, they've all read or been handed that Souls of Black Folks. They all got that. And so because that's their Bible. They bought into his theory of talented tenth. They still buy into it today, which brings me to the NAACP and President Trump. And they were want to say that he's white supremacy and all of that, right? White supremacy. I said, isn't it interesting now? This is your 116th. Y'all started, what y'all? So that means the organization was started, hell, during the height of Jim Crow, lynching and burning down black neighborhoods and black communities. And y'all still invited those presidents to your conventions back then, all them 100 white boys, them racist whites, y'all invited them who were legitimate segregationists, who were real self-avowed segregationists and racists and they hated the Negro in America. Y'all invited them. But somehow you recognize or you say there's white supremacy with President Trump. I just find it amazing. And lets me know it ain't about that. They've all of these black liberals who are down with the bullshit have been given the mandate. Don't give him a platform. Don't fool with him. Don't. And you tell your people who are members of your organization, he is bad. Now, 100 years of y'all inviting Klansmen, y'all inviting white knights, y'all invited all these people to your national convention, begging for money and kissing their ass. But y'all won't invite the current president today. Y'all invited Joe Biden, it appears, who told you if you don't know where to vote for him, you ain't black. Who told you in the 70s when they were trying to integrate the schools, I don't want my kids to attend no racial jungles. And when he put together his 94 crime bill and black folks were being penalized for being addicted to drugs, to crack, they were being penalized and sent to jail, not for 30 days or 90 days, sent to jail for years, months and years for being addicted. While we've lived all these presidents who made sure that those white kids who volunteered to smoke and steal their mother's prescription of fentanyl and pills and narcotics out of their prescription, out of her medicine cabinet, and get high and drunk and get high and become junkies. Oh my God, we have to do something about this. This fentanyl, this meth, this crystal meth, this heroin addiction, this opioid crisis. They weren't penalized for being junkies. But we're going to rescind. We're not going to invite the current president, who's actually open to talk to you. But since the NAACP is made up of who they're made up of, Boule, black Greeks, and homosexuals. You ever notice the NAACP Image Awards? And again, how y'all going to talk about the president? I'm not defending him. I'm just asking questions. When y'all give Image Awards, if y'all know what image means? Image means presentation. That's what an image is. This the same organization now. Now you've invited all these white supremacists, white segregationists, white knights, card-carrying Klans member presidents who pushed and who were for the lynching and burning down and the legalized segregation and oppression, suppression of black life in this country all for 100 years. Then y'all want to get with this president talking about some goddamn, democracy is at risk. White supremacy. Shut up. This shit is so funny. Not even laughable. But he can't come. But this is the same organization that gives out awards to motherfuckers who act in these shows like P-Valley. What kind of image is that? NAACP and your members, I need to hear from y'all. What kind of shit is that to celebrate? They around there, you got men clapping cheeks and wearing mustaches and girl fingernails and clapping cheeks with drug dealers in a TV show. You got the women on stripper poles, y'all giving them images awards. You giving people image awards who playing shit like Power and BMF and The Shy and all this weird ass debaucherous nonsense. But Trump can't get an invitation. And also, this the same organization that when you look into the audience, I think it's part of the membership. In order for you to be a part of, you have to have biracial children. Y'all never pay attention to that audience? At least 45% of the audience got a white mate. No, those black folks got a white wife, a white girlfriend, mixed kids. I think in order for you to win, you have to be in an interracial relationship. They say colored people. They never say black. And why would I want to be a part of an organization that's for colored folks? I'm not colored. I'm black. Black is infinite. It is the existence by which by which colors derive. Oh, glory, hey, hallelujah, amen. Come on, somebody. And so, that little cheap-ass organization, how you going to be a black organization, but you get your money from corporations that make sure you don't say nothing truthful about their oppression of black people? Because it's all a money game. They used to be worth a damn before the civil rights movement. And then don't even get me talking on the damn civil rights. So in the NAACP, y'all thought y'all hurt somebody when you didn't. You certainly didn't hurt the president. He didn't give a shit. But it would have been a good look because, see, it would have added credence to what you say your organization is. Y'all say that the NAACP is a nonpartisan organization. Y'all know, does anyone out there know what nonpartisan means? It means you don't support either one. You're just trying to get the information out there. As a 501c3, you're not supposed to be endorsing or supporting political candidates anyway. So how y'all able to go this long and y'all blatantly say out loud that we're a democratic organization? You're not supposed to be. Did y'all hear me? Now, if somebody will report y'all ass for you claim to be nonpartisan, but y'all are very Democrat. Anybody black who's not a Democrat, y'all don't fool with. And so I need that 501c3. I need the NAACP's national organization. I need their 501c3 checked. I need it investigated. I hope they're monitoring. I hope the folks at the IRS is monitoring their 501c3 status, because and he could do that. Y'all gonna run around here and act like the president isn't the president. Then you want to talk about some goddamn democracy, but you get to not invite the president to your organization to sit and just ask him questions. I've never heard such a thing. You don't like the president, but you want to sit down and let him hear your grievances. Talk to him. And the reason y'all don't want to do it, let me tell y'all something. Y'all are such cowards. You little black organizations that want to invite him or anybody that's not a Democrat, but you're supposed to be nonpartisan. Now, if you're a Democratic organization, you don't have to invite non-Democrats. But if you are not a Democrat organization, you say you're nonpartisan, you know, you're not invited because you're actually a goddamn Democratic organization. That's why you never win. You suck. If you're nonpartisan, be nonpartisan. If you have a 501c3 political organization, you can't use the people's tax dollars just for you. The people's tax dollars are not supposed to be, I think, exclusive for anything, right? But that's something for an IRS agent to check out, you know. Yeah, I suggest you check on their, I suggested they check on the status, on the 501c3 status of the NAACP, because y'all are not, that other shit y'all talking about, y'all could have saved it, because that organization has let the worst people who are presidents come speak. So y'all cut that bullshit out. And also, I guess in order for you to be a member of that organization, you have to be a boule, a homosexual, and a member of a Greek-led organization, the Divine Nine. That's how y'all present. And so, y'all need to get it together, NAACP. And see, I know, because it's just like y'all want to invite Candace Owens in. I'm not defending anything. I'm just making observations. Y'all talk shit about her, but you won't invite her to your spaces because you know that she'll out debate y'all ass. Cowards. Then you got black people around here acting stupid about nothing when this thing is about business. That would be that's the perfect opportunity to have the president in there. Because y'all could probably get something out of him that you think you couldn't. See, y'all be talking shit, but how many of y'all actually go to the White House and ask him for stuff? If the LGBT went to the White House, they'd come out with something. They would. Because everybody like, well, he's anti-LGBT. Who the fuck cares? He's the president. If he says no, get on his ass. But y'all a bunch of cowards. You want to even let the man come in. Let me tell you what's happening. But now you'll go to history. Well, when he was a candidate, he didn't come. When he was this, because he has something. He's in control of a lot of budgets. They're really, really come in handy for 501c3s. And you could probably shoot him some kind of law that makes sense, or a piece of some legislation that makes sense. Shit, you might get a chance to get the executive pen on your side. But no, y'all want to act like bitches. I don't like him. Cool. Nobody cares. He doesn't care. But one thing about it, the National Association of National Association of Black Journalists, they reluctantly extended an invitation because they had an ambush plan. But when they got there, he turned out to be a rock star at the damn NABJ. And people hated that. And y'all sent that little black chick to talk smart to him. That didn't work. So, but cause he handled it like a G. He did. No, y'all say what you want to say, but that dude is an actual Teflon Don. He don't give a shit. Even the stuff that's going on now. Y'all call him all the names that you should have been calling Joe Biden. He's old, he's stupid, he's dumb. Well, how come y'all ain't called Joe Biden? That motherfucker literally was walking around in a Depends. He's shaking hands with people on the right side of him when they were actually on the left. Who the fuck falls up the steps? But all of a sudden now y'all want to open y'all mouth up about cognitive impairment. Get out of here. Too funny. Too funny. But anyway, like I said, who cares if y'all don't invite him? But it doesn't make y'all look good. Look like you're a bunch of petty-ass Catholic schoolgirls with booty shorts on. It just makes you look weak, weaker than what you already are. So he gonna be all right. They'll need to come there. Yeah. And y'all just act like, you're so goddamn significant. When he went to that NABJ, he came out of there were people, Roland Martin was like, yeah, I was yelling questions. I was trying to get at him. Just shut up, Roland Martin, and go change your tampon. He was just acting like a pure biatch. Nobody cared. He couldn't have got none either. Because one thing about that guy, you would say about the president, he don't mind your questions. He'll answer them right to your face. But a Democratic politician will get frustrated and shut the damn interview off and move on. But, y'all still, I don't think y'all have had the chance. Y'all still have a chance to, change your mind and invite him. Invite him. I dare you, NAACP, invite the man. And put it on YouTube so we can see it. And y'all bring your best smart mouth, effeminate ass men, because there are no hardly straight men in the Democratic Party. A lot of them old weird ass, soft ass dudes in the Democratic Party. Bring your little mouth popping. Mr. President, I just want to ask you, so what's your stance on, bring your little soft ass dude and your very masculine ass women and hard talking ass masculine Democratic women that talk smart. He gonna handle it the way he did at NABJ. Or y'all can be dignified and make him act the fool, or let him act the fool for no reason at all. Because I believe if y'all are calm, he'll be calm. Ask real questions, and don't ask questions like that horrible woman did from ABC News. No, don't ask a question and write your questions down. Real questions. Don't try to insult the man. Y'all supposed to be intelligent, right? Y'all the talented 10th NAACP and your members. That's why nobody try to join that weird ass shit. Because people are tired of y'all. Been over you. But anyway, I digress. Again, if you have not checked out my short story, it's still there. Mess with me. After you read the story, let me know what you think about it. It's called The Greatest Pain Ever Felt, a conversation with the absent biological father who never wanted to be found. Only $10, $ Rico Rivers MSW. Please include an email address. Y'all be cool. Finna go ahead and mess this Popeyes up. I'll talk to y'all in the future. Like, share, and subscribe. I need 300 more followers on this Facebook page. Y'all be cool. Peace.